All right. Well, good evening, everybody, and welcome to your Pitch Open House event. My name is Steve Rame. If you haven't met me yet, I'm a hypnotist and a coach and had a practice here in Nashville, Tennessee for the past 23 years. And I've always been a big fan of network marketing. Ever since my dad got involved with Amway back in 1984, I thought there was something really special about the way the business worked. And I got involved with a couple of companies several years ago that I was really happy with. And because of some personal things that happened in my life, I kind of had to let those go. And for the past 20 plus years, honestly, I've been looking for the right opportunity for me. And because what I do, I help people, my clientele, very short term. I see clients for 1 to 4 sessions. After that, they move on with their lives. They go do their stuff, and that's about it. And what I don't have in my life, what I didn't have in my life, was residual income. And a few months back, a friend of mine approached me. His name was Jack, and Jack said, "Hey, I got something you need to check out. We need to talk." We sat down. Jack showed me this amazing platform you're going to see this evening, especially for those of you who've never seen it before. I think you're going to be blown away because it blew me away. Because I saw an opportunity to take this platform and incorporate it into my coaching practice, to my teaching my school that I have, where I teach other hypnotherapists and teach coaches, and I saw a way of actually being able to interact with them in a way that I never could before. Because for the past 9 years or so, I've been fully remote in my business. And for the past 5 years or so, I've been teaching online exclusively and for the most part, it's been Steve TV, where people could just watch me, and that's about it. And if I wanted them to take some action, I had to put a link in the chat, and boom, they're off doing something completely different at that point. And when this was brought to me, I saw the opportunity, the ability to be able to interact with my students, to keep them engaged with what we were doing. And I knew instantly I was going to be involved with this. And then once I really learned what was going on with it and how this business can grow and how it can help me create that residual income that I was missing and help a lot of other people, I've gone in full bore with this thing. So I'm super excited about what we're doing here. And I'm always honored to introduce to you the gentleman who really brought this to the table for us, who has had massive success in his past, and he's run several companies, been the CEO of multiple companies, and he's going to tell you more about that here in a second. But Steve, I really, man, number one, I appreciate you, sir, and appreciate what you've done for us. And if this is your first time tonight watching this, pay attention to what this man has to say because you've got a great timing on a great opportunity, and I hope you decide to get involved with us. So, ladies and gentlemen, Steve Jameson.
Thank you, Steve to Steve. And for those of you that are here for the first time and you are concerned that you're being hypnotized, you are. Just so you know, that's our best sales technique. And I just wanted, so after the meeting is over, you don't remember anything, but your credit card is a little lighter. Yes, we'll take responsibility there. No, all seriousness, welcome. And I know there are not many webinars that you're invited to where you get to see something that you've never seen before and that truly is transformational. And that's what I'm about to show you. And as opposed to taking the next 40 minutes and explaining it, what we like to say is we want you to experience it, and then we'll explain it and share it. So the first thing I want you to do, if you've never been with us before, or even if you have, is realize that that screen that you're looking at where it says don't share a screen, create an experience, try pitch today, watch the video, you actually can, because this screen is interactive. Whether it be 1-to-1 or 1-to-600 or any website in the world, in any country, in any language, at the touch of a button, which I already touched, the host can make that screen interactive for you. So imagine for the first time, when you've made your best presentation to your best guest or guests, and they think it's the best presentation, and they're ready to take action for the first time, you don't have to say, I'm going to send the text in the chat and follow up with you later. Because if you have the same experience that I've had, an hour later, under hypnosis or not, they don't think it was as good a presentation as they did an hour ago. And I can certainly say that the next day and 3 days later, they don't even remember the presentation. That is just the rule of sales, is that 80% of the people who actually have the intention of moving forward don't. That's how transformational this is. In fact, it's not just transformational for a live and real-time in the moment webinar. It's actually transformational when you can't even be here, because we can actually do the same thing in a recording. That's right. You don't have to corral the cats to have the interactive experience in order to have the effect that you want to have. We can do this live and interactive, or recorded and interactive, meaning I can actually turn the pages on the website, but every time I do that, it's actually still an interactive experience. Third, I said that we can do this one-to-one or even 1 to 600 people at the same time. But I want you to realize when those 600 people are taking action, when they're putting in their address, their social security number, their credit card, signing a DocuSign contract, whatever that may be, the only person that can see the information they're putting in is themselves, because they get complete privacy, even though it's a complete collaborative experience. Never gets seen, never gets recorded, never gets sold, compared to some of our competitors. Your data, even when you come to one of our presentations, is still yours. So I want you to know the way that you can fill up 600 people, which is even as unique as the interactive experience itself, is you can actually give multiple invite links to anyone you think can invite people to your meeting. And if they happen to be affiliates or in direct selling companies and they have replicated websites, we can actually track, without integrating with any company, those customers to those replicated websites so they get credit for the sale. So I want you to just, again, I don't want to go too fast, right? Live and interactive, recorded and interactive, creating multiple invite links to create a true party atmosphere and creating real-time sales. In fact, let me throw this in for you. How effective can this be? Have you ever heard of a Zoom webinar, Google Meet webinar, Webinar Jam, whatever it was, where someone was making a presentation with their sales team, they invited their guest, and before the meeting was over, they did $78,000 in sales. That's what happened on a pitch platform. This is not theory. This is not next generation. This is real time in the moment. But what about people who don't like to do webinars at all? What about the 185 billion texts that are sent every day? The 400 billion emails, where actually 100 billion are actually still open and read. Guess what? We can make those experiences interactive as well. Also, if you're unfortunate like me and you've got a 23-year-old son who doesn't want to do webinars, doesn't want to do text, doesn't want to do emails, but only lives in social media world, I actually had an answer for him at the dinner table too, because you can actually broadcast live to Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, through our platform, through your favorite platforms of choice, and make those experiences interactive. So whether you're 25 or 55, whether you're a social media whiz kid or 55-year-old rock solid, know how to make a conversion sale, however you want to have a touch point experience, we can make that interactive. But two more things I want to bring up. Two more barriers to entry in order to get to conversions that I've experienced in my sales career of 25 years. What about the unfortunate luck when you're not speaking to someone who speaks your language? Especially if you live in a place like LA where the Vietnamese, Korean community are huge. Well, guess what? At the touch of a button, your guest can hear you in the language of their choice in real time. That's right, real-time voice translations, as well as recorded voice translations afterwards. So this truly is, right, an incredibly remarkable experience. And then the last thing I'm going to say before I want you to experience one more thing is, even though recording is interactive, if you're like me, I don't like to make recordings. I worry about my background, my hair, right, my outfit, the lighting. It'll take me 2 hours to do a 5-minute video. That's why we created AI Avatar Twins. So you can find your best picture in your phone, right, in your photo library, on your best day of your life. You record your voice for 15 seconds, and then you can write a script. Not to replace you during a live avatar, but to get people to come to the avatar, to follow up with people after the webinar, or send that as an interactive text. And I can tell you, what sounds frivolous, maybe at the first glance, what sounds something like, I don't know if I'll use it, has actually become one of our most exciting features, whether it be in real estate, insurance, e-commerce, direct selling. We find that the best use of AI technology is to create an opportunity for people to get in front of you. So what I like to do every Tuesday night is, I say, experience the technology, to really kind of show off how good our technology can be for you. So what I'm going to show you is by no means an endorsement from an AI avatar twin, and I think you'll especially agree with that after you see who it is, but it is a demonstration of our technology that I actually think he would be pretty proud of. So let me share the screen and play our special guest and ask you to listen to this through the filter of his history repeating itself.
Hello, my name is Eric Yuan, and for those of you who don't know me, I'm the founder of Zoom. And while we are competitors, I'm also an admirer of Pitch. We have a shared history with your founder that I believe we are both very grateful for. You are venturing on a path that in many ways reminds me of our own journey, which has now come full circle. We are both committed to creating a better experience, inspired to change the world, and know how to embrace the challenges that have and will continue to come our way. I have found that if you are good at overcoming your own challenges, it is the best training ground to help others overcome theirs. My first challenge was that I had to apply 9 times before being allowed to come to America in 1997. I joined WebEx, one of the first webinar platforms, as one of their top engineers. I worked extremely hard to make WebEx better. Unfortunately, after 10 years of hard work, I didn't see many happy customers. Our quality was poor and our mobile experience was horrible. I suggested we build the code from scratch to completely change the customer experience as the world was going mobile, and with our existing code, we weren't going anywhere. And for 1 entire year, I failed to convince management of my vision. So since I couldn't change the mindset of WebEx, I knew that for things to change, the only thing I could do was change my situation. So I left to build my own company and compete instead of partnering. Who would have thought that 15 years later, I would be on the other side of the desk and being told someone has to leave our company because we were no longer the right fit to create the best experiences. You might say our inability to say yes helped create Pitch. And if history repeats itself, it might lead to many interesting conversations across companies like ours about how to better adapt from profitable, entrenched products and services to marketplace innovations. When I started Zoom, it was an evolution. Pitch is a fearless transformation that publicly traded companies, which must serve both a community of shareholders and customers, are forced to compete against in a far more risk-averse and less disruptive way. But don't mistake my admiration for future lack of competition. Pitch is going in the direction of innovation as a complete touchpoint platform that extends beyond Zoom's vision for our future. But we are coming, and the way Pitch has forced us to see the future differently, we anticipate pushing Pitch to levels of excellence that will raise the bar for both of our companies. I look forward to seeing you next on Zoom, but I have a sense that it probably won't happen anytime soon.
So thank you very much. And I do want to say that he's a terrific guy and a terrific competitor. And I do believe that he will be responsible for making us the best version of what we can be. So I hope you enjoyed that. I mean, if anyone doesn't get a sense that we're not having fun here, right? I mean, that's what our technology can do. So with that, I want to introduce you to some people who are using the platform and even having more fun than I am with it. And so I don't know if everyone's here. If I call on them and they don't unmute or don't, we're going to quickly move to the next one because I have a lot of people that I want you to meet, and each one is so unique in what they do. What's so great about this business is most of the people who come to our company have a successful business, looking to make it more successful, open to alternative streams of income if that fits their lifestyle, but to have an impact on what people love and have a passion about in the way that we can do it, I consider that a gift. And one of those people that by just using our platform, by just logging in, makes it a better platform for us, is Mr. Jeffrey Morris. So Jeff, are you there?
I am here. Welcome everybody to the call, Steve. Pleasure to have a chance just to say a few words. I won't be long. I haven't done a lot of recruiting of people on the platform, but what I have done is use the platform. We've used it with our High Trust Life book collaboration, which Steve's been one of the hosts. We're looking forward to do our live red carpet events. Steve, we have a live carpet event planned in New York to record our audiobook with 30 different authors. We'll do a live pitch platform with a red carpet. So I'm really excited about, and I've made a lot of mistakes, right? Not being able to get my audio right, but that means I'm actually using it and it actually works. When we can go interactive and back to standard and figure out all those things, it's an incredible platform. I'm excited about what we're doing, and I can't wait to continue to make pitch part of what we're going to do to make trust a shared language around the globe. Steve, thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you, Jeff. And are you in Southern California today? Is that right?
Yes, sir.
Where are
I
you?
am.
You are. So let me move to another part of the country. I want to distribute this equally today, and I'm going to move to New Hampshire. And, Jim Rohn once said to me that you become the average of the 5 people you hang around and speak to the most. Well, one of those people that speaks to the most 5 interesting people every day, I know because he introduces them to me, is Mr. Gary Fink. Go ahead, Gary.
Well, Steve, thank you very much. I'm excited to be here and grateful for this amazing opportunity. I can tell you, ever since I saw Pitch, I've literally seen this get better and better every day. I've been an entrepreneur all my life. I've had a real estate development, construction management company for years. I live in the seacoast of New Hampshire, and fortunately, I received a call from Peter, my friend and business colleague, about Pitch. And at first I was saying, okay, fine, I'll listen. I'm not sure I'm going to be interested, but yeah, I remembered years ago, I had a very similar call that introduced me to what residual income's all about. And literally it changed my life for 25 years. And when I saw Pitch, it was deja vu all over again. I said, you know what? I've seen this movie. I know exactly what's going to happen. This is going to be a multi-billion-dollar company because it's absolutely transformational. That's how I look at it. It's literally changing an entire industry. So I have a growing team now that's going across the United States, into Canada, Mexico. I've got more contacts now going into Japan and the Pacific Rim, and we're really just getting started. The way I look at this is we are literally watching history in the making. And this is an amazing opportunity. And I think this is an opportunity, that, quite frankly, that's extraordinary. And I'm so grateful to you, Steve, and to what the entire team has created, and for what I believe is once in a lifetime opportunity. And with that, I'll turn it back to you, Steve.
No, thank you. And now I want to go out of the country and go to Mexico. And I hope I know he's on his phone tonight, so I hope we have good sound from him. But the first time I used the International Voice Translation, it wasn't with him, but it was somebody else from Mexico. And it was a couple. And the husband was always used to translating for the wife, and because she doesn't speak English at all. And he had to leave. And it was just me and her. And I went from demoing the translation to surviving on our international translation. And if there could have been a fly on the wall, we were both excited that we could actually communicate and speak to each other. And so, again, I do it with joy. I go to Lazaro. Please unmute your mic. I hope it's working. I would love to hear from you.
Hi, guys. Sorry, it's because I'm having trouble with the connection. We're having a heavy rain over here. Can you hear me?
You sound great.
Really? That's cool. Sorry for the picture because when I put the camera on, really, it doesn't move. Oh, it moves a bit. Oh, cool. I'm better now.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you, guys. Well, I just want to tell you that I'm very happy to be able to be in this platform because I think it has a universe of possibilities with a lot of companies all over the world. My name is Lazaro Ortega. I was born in Mexico City, but I studied in an American School Foundation, and I went to Culver Military Academy in the United States in Indiana. My mother was a famous singer. She was called Maria de Lourdes. She sang all over the world, and her voice was beautiful. She was the ambassador of the Mexican music. So I made a book of her that's now on sale in Amazon. Right now it's only in Spanish, but we're going to get it in English, and we're trying to get it in many other languages because she went all through the world. So my interest with Pitch is that I can promote Pitch as well as my mother's books and other books that I'm going to write about some issues about life after death, because I'm very interested in what happens afterwards when we leave this space and planet in the material world. So I'm working on that, and I'm very glad to be able to work in Pitch with you guys because you are very professional. I really admire your platform. It is super cool, better than Zoom for sure. The platform for the webinars and everything are great, and it's exciting for me to be able to be promoting this company. I have a little bit of knowledge about network marketing, because I have some friends that made some companies about that. So I know that the basic part of this work is the promotion. We have to do a lot of promotion because mouth to mouth promotion makes this company grow faster, easier, and without spending so much money in publicity through broadcast television and all that stuff. So that money can be given back to our the promoters like I did, like myself and all others that are going to work here with you guys. I really appreciate it. I want to thank Gary Fink because he's the man who invited me to this opportunity to work with you guys in pitch. And I want to thank Steve Jameson, because he's a great man, and I had the opportunity to speak a little bit with him. I know that he was working over here in Mexico in OmniLife and all that stuff. So it's a pleasure for me to be able to be here, and I'm your humble friend. And if I can do anything to serve you, you can always count on me. I believe in pitch, and I want to work with you, and I'm sure many people are going to join this platform. Thank you very much. Have a great day.
Lazaro, some people just have an energy that makes people smile, right? And if you look at the screen, that's what I love about this, right? There's just no doubt that you're one of those people, and thank you for being a part of us. And I want to then move to our next speaker. And one of the other things that people always said to me is that persistence always wins over talent. But sometimes you meet someone who is persistent and talented. And I've had a chance to see her virtually every training, every day, and just watch her blossom and grow with our platform. And that's Miss Rachel Hindelang. You mute, Rachel.
I guess unmute. Hi, thanks for inviting me. I was introduced to pitch from Gary. I'm from Naples, Florida. We moved here in 2020. Which I love it down here compared to Michigan. And so it's definitely, I was looking for something. I am an independent distributor for LifeWave, and I also wanted to do other things as well. Actually, it was introduced to my husband, first of all, and after the meeting with Gary and Steve, he runs into my office and says, we have to do this, you have to do this. This is the best thing I've ever heard of. And I said, okay. So I learned all the technology, and I've been working at it diligently, and I actually have 3 people right now in my downline, and one of the persons already has somebody else in her downline and working on a second person. So it's definitely growing. I'm familiar with network marketing. I've been at it in different businesses for many, many years. So I love it, and I love residual income, and I can't wait to get going with pitch. Thank you so much. Thanks, Steve.
Thank you. Thank you, Rachel. And our next speaker is the one who inspired me to actually do our very first guest avatar. The very first guest one we did was Frank Sinatra, because he had just, as an by the way, I had mentioned he was a fan, and I was thinking, what am I going to show on our very first Tuesday night one? And so he'll always have a special memory of me when it comes to our AI twins. And hopefully his mic is working, and he's here, and that's Mr. Dave Martin. Dave, are you there? Are you unmuting? Otherwise, I'm going to play Frank instead of you. Oh, sorry.
Maybe Roland Martin is here.
Oh, okay. Well, sorry, I was looking for Dave, even though a Martin is a Martin, right? In most opportunities. But let me move to our next speaker then. And that's somebody, again, who's sometimes, I used to say that I used to work with companies with 200, 300, 400 employees, and they become more than employees. They become your family, and you kind of have water cooler conversations back in the day, right? And to recreate those experiences here, right, has been magical for me as well. And one of those people that I look forward to my water cooler conversation every single day is Mr. Phil Franklin. Phil, are you there on mute? There you go.
Oh, of course I'm here. I wouldn't be anyplace else. It's such an honor and a pleasure to have been invited to be part of this opportunity, guys. Using those avatars makes it so much easier to talk to people. Using the recordings, you can send it out there and say a few words, and then, send them your website, get them to sign up. Having people like Jeffrey and the teams that are assembling here with Pitch are just out of this world. And I look forward to every day talking with Steve and Dave. Steve every day somehow on one of his appointments, and even if I don't have somebody that's there, I still learn something from the man, and he's amazing. And, you know, to have people like this behind this company is such a blessing and an honor and a privilege to be part of something like this. And like I said before, you know, I've been in network marketing for over 30 years. I've created groups of over 80,000 people. And I think this is going to far exceed anything I've ever done. And I really expect this to just go vertical overnight. One day we're all going to be on this call, and the next time it's going to be packed and nobody's going to be able to get on the call unless you're early. So thanks for coming on. Thanks for having me. And you guys have a great day.
Thank you, Phil. And moving to Rochester to New York is another person that when I want to know if I'm on the right track, when I need someone to bounce an idea off or that I know is a safe place to go because I just respect his level of sanity and common sense and his talent. And that is Mr. Rick Amico.
Well, thank you for that. That might be the first time that anybody actually called me sane, but I'll take it. I'll take that. So I'll be really quick tonight because there's lots of people. And before we dive in, as always, I'd just like to say I'm grateful to be in a room full of people like this, especially the people I heard speak tonight, because they're all just really inspiring to me. Seriously, Lazaro, if I said that right, that was my daily dose of sunshine for the day. That was awesome, man. Tonight, what I wanted to do, I just want to talk to the person that's either thinking of joining or who maybe has joined and is wondering, having anxiety about not knowing how to start. Years ago, when I first started selling, I used to get all kinds of anxiety. You know, what do I do? Where's the first place? And there was an old saying that somebody told me, perfection is really just procrastination in a better suit. So I just wanted to share this story. I hit a couple of networking events this week, didn't try to sell anybody, didn't have a slide deck. All I did was listen to people and talk about what we do. And I kid you not, I walked out with almost 10 demos lined up for the week. And I'm not saying that to brag. That speaks to how good pitch is. Literally, since we started this call, my Calendly pinged twice, I got 2 more. And I'm just so grateful for the abundance and the blessing of this opportunity to have it to share with people, because people see it and they know it changes their game. They really do. They just get it. So if you're sitting there and wondering, what do I do? How do I start? Just get going. Don't wait for perfect. At the end of the day, build rapport, ask good questions. I always told people the best question I ever asked in sales was, hey, look, if I could solve one thing, your number one problem in your sales process, what would it be? Would it be more leads, more sales, more calendars? They're always going to tell you exactly what you need to hear to position pitch for them, because that is what we do. So I just want to reiterate how grateful I am, not just for the opportunity, but really for this room full of people, because it's a contagiously exciting situation, and it's a whole lot of fun to be a part of. So thank you guys a bunch.
No, thank you, Rick. And another person that I would love to meet if you're brand new, because he will become an important part of your success, even if you never meet him, because he has a tremendous impact on us. He's one of the few people I've met that has a handle on sales and marketing and a handle for the most smallest of details on the technology. And so I know that when he suggests something, I need to pay attention, because it's going to show up in sales and marketing. Like, I hate when people make suggestions to me and I go, who cares? How is that going to show up? Right? When Ray Shatan suggests something to me, I pay attention. And so many of you owe him a thank you and not me for some of the things that you actually get to experience on our platform. So Ray, please introduce yourself.
Ray Jatan from Columbia, Missouri area. I found out about pitch from a guy that I go to church with. I was offering business services at the time, including insurance type products. He said, Ray, there's a new technology coming, and I'd love to introduce you to the founder. And so that's how I got to meet Steve. And, you know, I just appreciate this company. I appreciate Steve and the development team. I mean, just the willingness to be able to listen, and the willingness to take action on things that make sense. And so, man, I'm really grateful for that. I've never had so much fun in my life. You know, this is something that everybody wants. And the things that I used to do, I really had to struggle and go after it. And it was a very competitive industry. Where here, we just really don't have any competition. When we tell somebody about how we can use Pitch for webinars or for creating avatars and delivering those messages, I built 4 avatars today and delivered them out. And the responses I got back, man, it was like, oh my gosh, I love that, you know, texting and then calls. And how did you do that? How did you get my voice so perfectly? Man, you know, our system is so easy to use. And so I thank you, Steve, and I thank the development team for how awesome you guys are, you know, and just where you're taking this company. And I'm glad to be here.
No, thank you, Ray. And before I introduce the next speaker who's going to take our company in a direction, so I hope his microphone is working well tonight in a way that I never could. But if you're brand new tonight, you may go, why aren't they spending more time showing the platform? Why aren't they spend more time showing how you share a website or how you make an avatar? The truth is, and we said this on Saturday, there's 3 companies about to go public. One of them already did. That for the first time won't be $1 trillion valuations. They're going to make people trillionaires. And they're going to make the people who are millionaires and billionaires from that going IPO who are shareholders. We have a very different philosophy. We don't want to go public. We want to go partnership with everyone on the phone call. And so you're much more to me and to each other than a bunch of sales reps who are working on a commission. 50 cents out of basically every dollar that comes in goes back to you. So partnership here is not some theoretical term. It's a financial commitment that we make because of our belief in that now how great our technology is, it's not greater than you. And that it's here to serve you and serve each other to create that kind of success. And when I met this next gentleman, and I did the demo for him, and usually, again, all my demos are kind of like, oh my God, that's so cool. But he didn't say, oh my God, that's cool. He said, I'm taking this around the world because I have, and that's what I do for a living. And that gentleman is Mr. Chu Chan. Chu, is your microphone working? I know you're on the phone tonight.
Yes, microphone is on.
There you go, Chu. You're great.
All right. This is Chu Chan. I'm from Tucson, Arizona. When I saw Steve the first time, which is amazing, and I heard this platform from Dreams, that's one of the group that I joined, and I thought it was interesting. But when I talked to Steve the first time, learning about Pitch, I decided I am going to do this. I'm going to do this just not in the United States. I'm going to go to Asia. I'm going to go to Europe. And I think I have the connection. I'm very busy. I'm working really hard every day to get my company going. So what I'm doing right now is I have dedicated 2 people that are going to help me do this. I haven't learned anything from Pitch yet, okay? I'll be honest with you. I talked to Steve a couple times, learned from him, but my team does. Eric has been with Steve probably for 2 weeks now, and he just demonstrated to me how to do avatar today, how to put a lady on, Marilyn Monroe, all those crazy people on the avatar, and I thought it was great. And he'll be teaching me starting next week how to do this, and my partner. And I'm having another person coming on board. His name is Brendan. He's going to do exactly what Eric does. He's going to learn about Pitch, and then we're going to go to groups and seminars. And we need your help, Steve. And thank you for Ray for backing us up all the time. Thank you. We will grow with this.
And thank you for proving that our platform can work in bad Wi-Fi or 5G or 3G in a parking lot in the middle of nowhere. So thank you so much. And I do want to say that our next speaker is someone who is very dear to my heart, because if somebody said, who's the person that you built this platform? It's for her, not because she's somebody who's not capable, but because she's the kind of person who is incredibly capable and never had the technology to match her connections and her capabilities. And to see her come alive with the people that she's talking to and her enthusiasm for our product and the results and people that she introduces me to is just a great joy every day. And that's Helene Weiner.
Wow, me? Steve, that was so sweet of you. First of all, You know, I'm a matchmaker. I could say, in fact, I want to get the match, because that's what I do. I like bringing businesses together. I like introducing them to technology, to solutions. That's what I do. And guess what? I could do it with pitch. It's different. I actually, you know what? When I first joined Pitch, thanks Alan, I almost didn't learn about Pitch because we met at a lunch that I was going to leave because the room was the table was filled. We had to squeeze me in, and when I met with him, he goes, "I have this new technology Pitch." I go, "Tell me more," because I'm always looking for new things. I mean, I have so much on my plate right now, but give me something that's going to get me excited. I can't say no. That's my problem. Ask my husband. He'll tell you that. But the thing is, Pitch is so amazing because it really brings businesses to life. It's a whole different technology. So when I'm doing demos now for businesses, I'm showing them how it can help showcase what they are, how and people love it. They love the language interaction. They love the fact that I interact the platform so they could sign. In fact, who I have that's part of my team, he's so interested about building his team up and learning. And so, you know what? When I first started with it, I didn't give up my Zoom right away. It's new technology, but it's not hard. It has new things that we didn't have before. So it's exciting. And thank you so much, Stephen. Yes, I'm trying to take this to a whole nother level. And actually, I'm trying to do my own demos, which I actually love doing. But, it's nothing like a Steve demo or a Ray Jam demo, but they were my go-tos but now I could do it all. Thanks to Steve and Ray.
No, thank you, Helene. And our next guest is somebody who I see on our trainings every day, but I haven't had that chance really to get to know him that well. So I don't want him to feel slighted that I'm not saying something about you personally, as opposed to getting to know you along with everyone else at the same time. And let's go back to California and Mr. Chris Egan.
Yeah.
Hey, thank you very much. I appreciate that introduction, Steve. Yeah, I'm excited. This is a great system. It's a great platform. I can just tell you, my name's Chris. I'm here in Huntington Beach, California. I have a full-time job. Been in the life insurance business for 15, 20 years. Also in the mortgage industry, about 40 years. So I thought, hey, this would be a great platform to help me with my business and to get more business done, right? So that was my primary focus, so I've been doing that and I just replaced my Zoom very recently. I mean, I'm pretty new on this, so I'm still learning. And but the platform is great. It's interactive. It's really dynamic. The people I met so far are great. Steve, Helene, who introduced me, and Ray coached me up a little bit. So I've got a lot to learn, but I'm really excited about this. The people are great and a lot of possibilities, right? So I'm looking forward to what this can do for all of us. And I just appreciate the opportunity to talk. And thank you for putting the plan together for us.
Thank you, Chris. And just so you know, you're in the majority. We're all new. We're all learning, right? That's
all right.
Great part.
I don't feel so bad now.
It's not like you came late to the party, right? And everyone's already gone through the hors d'oeuvres. And you're going, huh? No one told me the right time? This is the right time for everyone because we're all brand new, including us. And this is, I always say, the important thing in life and successful in business is I've learned when to be the teacher, but more importantly, I've learned when to be the student. And our next speaker, and just so you know, we only have a few more left, is somebody who's been a teacher to me in terms of how he's used the platform, gotten the data, gotten the experience, and most importantly, gotten the success. And that's Mr. Michael Hudson.
Well, thank you very much, Steve. We talked about connecting the dominoes. When you start one domino rolls and then it goes to another and another and another. That's exactly what's happened. And with the help of Ray, Steve, yourself, and other people, I've been able to take it now to another level. Today, I went to a lady's house who was doing as a nonprofit, and we did a demo about a week ago. And what happened was she shared the avatar video that I sent out to everybody, and they were really excited. And they go, "Wow, but can you do a live one?" And I go, absolutely. I says, we need a date and a time. He says, we'll get a video of you. So we get a video, and I know the technology. It took me about 20 minutes, and within 1 hour, she had the completed video up, shared it to everybody, and they're going to meet with their board. But that's not the most exciting part, though. The people on their board are people that are in radio, TV, lawyers, a lot of professionals, and all of them saw this for the first time. They saw the video, and they were just blown away. So the dominoes are starting to roll now, and I appreciate everybody's help, Ray, Steve, yourself, and everybody else, though. So keep going, guys. Thank you.
Thank you, Michael. And I want to go to our last speaker before we go to Harry, who always takes us home tonight. Again, this is a very special gentleman. I think what was so great is recently I had a chance to meet him at a live event in Dallas. And because we're so familiar with each other on the platform, we didn't realize we were meeting each other for the first time. But more importantly than that to you, he's somebody who has 37 years experience of teaching salespeople online or offline how to convert. And so the first time I made this presentation to him, the first thing he said to me was almost the way what some people said to me in COVID, where were you when I needed you? Where were you 37 years ago? Could have saved me a lot of work, from doing this. So a great teacher, great trainer, great innovator, Mr. Stephen Gray.
Hey, thanks, Steve. I appreciate that. And, it was funny. You were just talking about how, we're all learning, and, we are all learning, because my business, I usually do one-on-one training and teach people how to sell and how to convert one-on-one. But recently I created a training program where I'm teaching people by the mass, right? In one-to-many, because I have now the platform to do so. So it was really cool, because last week on Thursday, I did a training, and I had about, several people, a lot of people on there, 30, 40, 50 people on the event. And it was funny because I blew it. The system works even when you don't, because what I did is at the end of the presentation, I didn't tell everybody that it was interactive. I didn't tell them how that works. I just assumed they knew it because I know it, just like I assumed I knew you. And so guess what? A few people enrolled, but nowhere near the percentage, right? But here was the coolest part. After I sent them an automated video of me apologizing of that, I made the mistake, and here's all the mistakes I made. I sent them the automated video, and more people enrolled from the video than they did from the actual webinar. So the system works even when you don't. So Steve, I'm telling you, this thing is going to be amazing. I'm excited. Those avatar videos are powerful, along with the system itself. So now this week, I'm going to now do it the right way and see what comes up from it. So thank you, man, for believing in me and being here and being a great support for what I'm doing.
No, thank you. And like you say, I want to introduce our final speaker tonight. And he's the final speaker, the truth is, because he deserves to be that. Because he's somebody who has, I don't know, Harry, 35, 40 years experience of doing this, selling things online, offline, door to door, international, national, domestic, technology, lotions, boat, you name it. The reason he's always able to be successful, regardless of the means of distribution, is because he always knew, and he taught it to me, that the most important product and service are people. And if you understand them, everything else is just a widget. And so with that, Harry, please take us home.
Wow, thank you very much. Yeah, next Tuesday, actually, it'll be 42 years is when I entered the sales industry. So it's been a tremendous ride. Thank you very much. My name's Harry. I'm from Detroit, Michigan, and got some incredible stories here tonight on what the Pitch platform is doing for people and their businesses. And for those of you that are new here today, it may sound overwhelming. It may sound like a lot, but it's really not. It's really just put one foot in front of the other and step by step. And you say, okay, well, what do I do? Well, the screen right now is interactive, or it's going to be interactive. Went away. There we go. These are the three positions that you can start. We have the standard plan, the premium plan, and the pro plan. They each have the same features, you just get more of them. So you get more guests, you get more time, you get more avatars, you get more space for your videos and storage. So it's each one is different. I like to start people at the pro plan, obviously, because where you start is where anybody you introduce it to is going to start. They always say, well, where did you start? I started here. Okay, it's kind of like the monkey see, monkey do thing. But whatever's good for you. And what do you do when you get started? To accomplish the stories that you heard here today, we just do 3 things in Pitch. We use the product every single day. That's what I started doing. I've been an international sales trainer and coach for decades, and I love what I do. I love helping people. I love passing on the gifts that I've been gifted with to create some very large organizations and earn a tremendous amount of money. And passing those gifts on is fun when you can see what happens to people, just like you saw today, how people are excited about what Pitch is doing, just the next level of evolution in technology. And so what I started doing is using the product. And my clients, and I introduced a couple of friends to it, they said, how did you do that? And is that something that I can use to build my brand? And I said, yes. You can populate your community quicker, faster, better. You can with members, with affiliates, whatever it is that you're doing. You can sign documents in real time. It's very exciting, and that's what happened. And what Pitch has implemented, they have a built-in system to help grow the company and to give back to the people that refer. And just by being a customer, I was able to refer 5 people in 8 days. Now, Pitch says when you refer 3 and they stay active every month, you get yours free. So 3 and it's free. So I paid the first month. I haven't paid since. Now, when COVID hit, I probably referred hundreds of people to Zoom, and I never got anything free, and they kept charging me every single month. With this, not only did I get the service free, but they paid me $50 to $100 on each member that I referred. And then they said, when you get 5 or more that become active members, you'll start getting a residual thank you cash reward check every month off of their monthly subscription from 10 to 30%. And I said, oh my gosh, this is another avenue of another stream of income. And so if you don't have a brand, then you can use Pitch as your brand. Like many people here started with their own brand, and it started growing so fast that they made Pitch their brand, and that can happen. If you just want to focus on your brand, just use the product, talk to people when they ask you about the product, and then demo the product. You can demo them yourself. You can demo them with Steve, the CEO of our company, on the phone here. He has space in his calendar. He does live 10, 15-minute demos to let people experience the technology. And when they experience it, it's a whole another level of excitement. So use Talk and Demo. We earn 10% to 30% off the residual and $50 to $100 on each member that you do refer as a thank you. It's a cash reward. And you say, okay, now I'm signed up. What do I do next? We'll start working with the platform. Get to know it. You heard Helena. She didn't quit her Zoom right away. I didn't either. I started using this. I waited 3 weeks, and then I was comfortable with it, familiar with it. Then I canceled my Zoom. So start using the product, get familiar with it. And then if you get signed up tonight, or if you guys signed up in the last couple of days, write your questions down. Tomorrow afternoon at 4 o'clock Eastern time, on the same link you used tonight, Steve is going to do an onboarding workshop where he'll answer any questions that you have. How to set up a meeting, how to schedule a meeting, how to do an instant meeting, how to use the Avatar Studio, which is phenomenal, how to use the translator. Whatever you have a question on, get comfortable with it. And he does these multiple times a week so that you can grow each time you go on to the onboarding workshop. And then you'll get familiar with it faster. And it'll compress time for you. It'll turn decades into days. And then you can start sharing it with other people. So use the product, talk to people, demo, get started. You can get started tonight, right now if you want. If you came in on a smart link, the screen is interactive. And if you look in the upper right-hand corner, you'll see 3 little dots. If you click those 3 little dots, you can copy the URL, put it in your browser, and after we close out, it'll still be live in your browser. You can go ahead and look at the back office, go through it, get familiar with it. And if you decide to join, go ahead and join. And then tomorrow at 4 o'clock p.m., you can come to the onboarding workshop and get off to a rocket fast start. So with that, I think we're all set. All right. See everybody at 4 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. Have a great day, everybody. Thanks for all the speakers tonight.
Good night, everybody.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Good night. Thank you.
Good night. Still on
See you
here?
tomorrow.
Is Lazaro still on here? I really want to talk to him. No? Do you know, Steve?
Bye-bye. Thank you.
Ezra, are you still on here?
Bye-bye.
Can we exchange contact info? Or go through Steve? He's gone. I sent a message in the chat, but he was gone.
Don't worry. Well, I'll get it for you. I'll follow up for you. Okay.
Thank you so much, Steve.
Yeah.
And I want to
Don't worry.
say,
I'll get it. I'll get it. No, you're
I'm
welcome.
an early adopter and I know you guys have it going, and it was fun what you told about Zoom and about WebEx in that little video. Oh my gosh, I'll tell you the big story behind that, because as I said, I'm an early adopter. And I even gave Zoom an idea that they did with SurveyMonkey, but of course they leave the little woman out. So what we're going to do is going to be like, woo, light years ahead of what ideas I gave them. So thank you. Oh, you're muted. You're on mute. Hasta luego. Are you still in Ecuador?
Thank you, everybody. I'm going to end this one for now and see everyone tomorrow at 4:00 with some special, more new introductory videos on how to speak to certain sectors. So I'll see you tomorrow.